This is the MG ZS EV, and in 2021 it was Australia's cheapest electric car. It's a great car, but it's got one problem, and that's its range. It can only do about 240 kilometers on a single charge. But I think that can be fixed. Hear me out. Why is range such a big deal when we talk about electric cars? Well, for one thing, charging an electric car takes time. So if you stop to charge your car, then your trip will take a little bit longer. And that's just the way it is. And also, sometimes public car chargers are few and far between, particularly here in Australia. There are some parts we just don't have them. And also, when they are there, sometimes they're full, or often these chargers are broken. So that's our problem. But my thinking is, anyone that has an electric car likely has an electric car charger at home. So the question becomes, how do we connect these two people? The person with the electric car charger and the person with the electric car. And the answer is a social computing application. Now there already is an app that operates in this space, and it's called PlugShare. Now PlugShare is a mobile application and also a web application, and it allows users to document information on publicly available fast chargers. So this might include the speed of the charger, the plug type used, costs associated, and then also report on the condition of the charger. Some users will opt to put their own home charger on PlugShare for other people to use. Now PlugShare is great for what it does, but there are two reasons why it's not suitable for connecting home chargers to private electric vehicles, and those are coordination and trust. For coordination, imagine the process of using somebody's home charger with PlugShare. For starters, there's very limited communication within the app, so you'd have to find a way to get in touch with them, and really that's just going to be turning up at their door and having a conversation, and you'd have to hope that they were home. Now you'd need to pay the person after you've done the charging. How do you know how much you've used? How do you know what the electricity rate is in the current area? And how are you going to pay them? All of these things PlugShare can't sort out for you, and you'd have to negotiate on that. And number 3 is maps. How are you going to get to where you need to go? And how does the person whose house you're using know where you are? These have to be sorted out for any social application that competes in a space. Trust can be talked about in two categories: user risks and input risks. For user risks, users will not use an app where they don't feel that the parties involved are safe. To get around this, we would need to use some sort of rating system for both the home charger owner and the car owner, a comment system, and then possibly also police background checks for the home charger owner. None of these things at the moment exist in PlugShare. For input risks, we need to make sure that home charger information is kept safe and kept accurate. For example, currently on PlugShare, if a user wants to share their home charger with all the others, then they have to put their actual address into the system. This means that anybody on the internet can see their home address. And while it's a very generous thing to do, it's quite a large security risk, and I think that'll stop users from engaging with the system. To get around this, we plan to only show home charger addresses to verified users once they've confirmed that they will be using that charger. We also need to make sure that charger information is accurate. For example, a couple of weeks ago, I put an electric car charger in the capital of North Korea just to test if there was any input validation, and I found out that there wasn't. I felt really bad, so I messaged the devs and I let them know that I'd put the charger there and that it really shouldn't be there. But it's been a few weeks and it's still there. And this isn't to knock the PlugShare developers. They do a really great job. But it just goes to show that PlugShare is not the right tool for sharing information about home chargers. For our app, we plan to use bank statements to verify residential addresses, as well as verification of chargers and their specifications. So I hope I've shown you that there's an opportunity to connect people with electric car home chargers to people with electric cars using a social computing application.